Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Shadowcast, the podcast discussing all things hidden in the shadows. I am about to get started the recording. I am the living shadow. So we're about to get started with whatever today because honestly, I am like at a point of just being like, it may be a rough one today, y'all. It may be a rough one. So hold on to your hats. If you don't have a hat, you can go to the link in the description box below for the livingshadow.me and purchase your Living Shadow hat, which I now have available. It's like this, but it has a Living Shadow emblem on it. I don't have one on my head at the moment, but I will be getting one shortly to be putting on my head. So there's that. Let's get started here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Shadowcast, the podcast discussing all things hidden in the shadows. I am the living shadow, and I'm going to talk about something rough today. So I got up this morning and saw that Joe Manchin basically said no to Build Back Better, which was like bullshit crap. His reasons were bullshit crap. He's like, I tried everything. I did everything I could do, but I can't. I can't help people. It's just too much for me to help people. It pisses me off to help people. So that's where we're at right now. Astrologically, there was a couple transitions today. Today is Friday the 19th of December in 2021. So I knew something was going to happen. I was hoping it was going to be something positive. But let's see, yeah. The moon entered Cancer. I have my other things. Where are they not popping up here to tell me? Venus retrograde. That's the one that happened today. That's a big one. So a lot of relationships and stuff and love in general is being like, recalibrated in a sense. So it's just, I don't know how anybody else feels about a lot of things. I get really annoyed when my environment is not the environment I need for it to be in order for me to thrive. I get really, really annoyed by that. And for a lot of people who, I know that people may not want to talk about politics, may not want to hear about politics, may not want to deal with the government and things like that. But whether they want to or not, the government is been designed as a whole thing. It shapes our national environment. Our national government shapes our national environment. Our state government shapes our state environment. Our local government shapes our local environment. Your cities, your towns, your townships, your villages, whatever. These policies and these things shape these environments. So if you're trying to be in a healthy environment, it's like, to me personally, I feel like it's like, okay, I have to pay attention because I want my environment to be healthy around me so that I can, be a healthy, better person. And these are the people who are like in charge of these environments and these different levels and various of these environments. I don't know if they claim to be in charge, right? I use air quotes for the people who watch the video, but they're really not in charge. The donors are in charge. The people who donate money to them are the ones who are in charge. The people who are paying them to basically make them their puppets are the ones who are in charge. So it's irritating because they don't have a backbone. You think these people will be the leaders? They don't have backbones. They're spineless. You see, he got up there and was just being spineless. Oh, I can't help people. I tried everything. I just can't justify helping people. It's just too like I can't get old people dentures or get them dental care. Are you kidding me? Getting them dental care is like the worst thing ever. How can I do that? That's what he says. That's what Joe Manchin says, and it's a CNN article. He got on Fox News. I read this. I read the New York Times article. He went on Fox News to say this news because, of course, if he went on anywhere that would like be for the Build Back Better plan, that he would be crucified. Like, so he goes on Fox News knowing that people are going to be like, oh well, I guess, Joe Manchin was fighting for us, but he just couldn't get it, whatever. He just couldn't, probably give him a little pity party or whatever. I have to light my Palo Santo, y'all, because talking about this shit, I need some cleansing. Also, I have my chaotic cleanse as well, if you want to get that. at theliving.shadow.me. It's my own little special formula for a spray spiritual cleansing. But it's hard. It's hard. Like, you're supposed to have peace in your house, basically. Your house is one environment. It's the one environment is that, you have probably the most control over. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Your environment you have the most control over would be your body. The second environment would be like your house. And it's like, you invite people into your home, and I have not invited this person into my home, nor would I ever invite Joe Manchin into my home. I'm just saying that, whatever. But my point being is that, like, you invite different energies, different things. You want to invite different conversations. You want to invite different mindsets and things like that into your environment so that you can help see from different viewpoints and things like that. However, there's some people who just get so stuck in their methodical ways of just not helping people that it just becomes so toxic. I don't understand why, and toxicity breeds more toxicity. Is the reason why I'm trying to bring this point back up. So, how many millions of people are going to suffer because this man can't bring himself to think how about helping somebody else? They talk about these child tax credits. Now, of course, I don't have kids. I have cat kids. I don't have human kids. I say that a lot on here. If you So for me, the child tax credit is not a thing. He's against that. He's against getting older people dental care. He's against paid family leave. So against basically, so if you guys don't know what paid family leave is that if you're having a family, that you would be able to get paid and stay off from work so you can take care of your newly born child. He just basically says he doesn't care about children. So I don't know. He has kids. I don't know why he doesn't care about children. There's the slap in the face of his own kids. But, like, these are the people who are claiming to run the country. You know what I mean? And these are the people who are making the rules and deciding what goes and what stays in our environment. It's disgusting to even, be like, wow, these are the people who want us to suffer are the people who are, like, the ones who rise highest. I mean, that's disgusting. It is. It's horrible. And I'm looking at my own personal environment because, as a person of the world, of the universe, like, I want to always, improve myself, especially when I see lots of room for improvement in my own personal environment. Student loan debt, which they can cancel right now. Student loan debt, just cancel it all off, which is they're about to go back to having people pay that when people are still out of work and not raising minimum wage so that people, like, it's like, this is the environment that we're set in, Again, I'm talking about America. I'm from America. I'm in Michigan. For the people who, who care, who don't care, I don't know. But these are the environments, and it's, I say that like, you may not care because I literally woke up this morning and the first news story was just told me Joe Manchin doesn't give a fuck about anybody besides himself in that fucking yacht, apparently, in his Maserati. Ugh. Like, and I had a conversation with my mother earlier about this because I was like, like asking her stuff because she's old. She's adopted. She's my adopted mother. She's 73. So y'all got to understand that, like, she's a baby boomer. Like, I was just talking, like, trying to ask her, like, her opinion, like, what's going on here? What does she think? I told her, the first thing I said was, Joe Manchin is refusing to do this stuff. He doesn't want paid family leave. He doesn't want dental care. And she goes, these damn Republicans, I'm like, no, he's a Democrat. She's like, oh, that's even worse. I'm like, exactly. She's like, these damn Republicans, they don't want nobody to be happy. They just want to, whatever, they get some money and they don't want anybody else to be happy. And that's the general consensus. Well, most people I talk to or I'm around seem to think that, you get money and that's it. Once you get your own money, then it's like, to hell with everybody else. And that seems to be how it's going. That seems to be how this country is. And that seems to be what everybody's dream is, just to go get money and say fuck everybody else. I got money now and I don't need to try and help nobody or do anything to do any goodness now. So I don't know why that's the consensus. Sorry, y'all. If you hear all this in the background, I do not have a studio or anything like that. I'm just in my house like most people, I guess. I don't have the big fancy padding or anything to keep the sound away or whatever else. I'm not funded at all. Like, if y'all want to buy my products, that would be helpful in funding me. I have the Chaotic Cleanse and the Awakening Bath Box. I will accept donations if that is possible, but to keep the show going and to keep me talking about this stuff. But I'm being honest, like I'm not any type of political race or anything like that. Honestly, I talk about this stuff because it does affect us. It affects all these different people, these decisions these people make. It affects all of us. Even if you're not in America, it will still affect you in a certain type of way. Maybe maybe now without the child tax credit, somebody who normally sends money overseas to you from your family, because I know people who have family overseas and they send money to their family overseas, they may have less money to send you overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things affect people in ways that they don't. It doesn't seem to me that they think about when they get on that Congress floor. If they even get on the Congress floor anymore, I don't know how they're doing things with COVID over there. I really don't. I read my news stories. I see, what I'm presented with on TV. Because again, I had to look it up. There's 535 535 members of Congress, 435 in the House of Representatives, 100 in the Senate, and yet I get on, to try and see what's going on with that space, to see what they're doing to help us in our, governmental environment. And I see about maybe like 6 or 7 people who talk on a regular basis, and about 3 of them I don't even like. So they're like, like the Republican side or something, people I don't even like. And that's even like active members. And then of course you got the haystack hair over there who apparently be talking sometimes about stuff. I don't know. So like I really don't even want to hear what that's going on over there. Like, I listened during the debates that they had, but whatever. My point being is that these things infect our environment. They affect and infect our environment, because it's an effect. His whole reasoning was that, I can't do anything. We got to focus on COVID right now because this Omicron variant is coming. Okay, the Omicron variant was coming anyway. So you basically said you need to focus on that. The whole bill was trying to help people survive in various other ways and shapes and forms, through healthcare, through infrastructure planning, through financial care. And you're saying you want to focus on that. You're the person who's opposing helping people through that entire pandemic situation. So I don't know what logic he has, if he even has logic. I don't think these people think logically at all, to be honest. I honestly think they're idiots. I don't think every single person in Congress is an idiot, but I definitely think Joe Manchin is one. I'm just not going to lie. Like, you get money, that doesn't mean you're smart. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart. I'm just saying that. Whatever. He may, whatever. I don't know what just because you get money doesn't mean you're smart. Like, it just doesn't. They don't even have common sense. Like, I have a whole thing about common sense. To me, common sense is like. Hello, do you not see ripple effects? And this is the part that bothers me, is that these people who are supposed to be in charge of the environment don't seem to think about long-term effects of other people, when they're the ones who are affecting the long-term effects of other people. Like, you literally took the job to say, I'm going to change things long-term for the betterment of society. And to sit there and be so selfish is like, why are you trying to command over society if you literally don't want to be a part of society, or if you don't want to help society? Like, if you literally sit there and say, I can't, when the way I read it, and that may not be how he said it. I don't really watch Fox News, so I may have to go tune into Fox News to see if there's a video of him saying it, because I really want, the way I read it, it seemed like he was having a panic attack, helping people. It's so disgusting to help people. Oh my God, senior people getting teeth. Oh, how could they ever? How could I ever help people? That's just, And all I have to do is sign a piece of paper, and it just hurts my spirit to help somebody. It just, that's the way I read that. I mean, that's the way it came off to me. That's the energy that was put in that article. That was the energy of the words that were behind the things that he said. So, if you if you read the article, I'm gonna go back and find it. Hold on. Actually, I can go on here and find it. I think I saved it. There's so many different articles talking about it, But he told Fox News Sunday. He went on Fox News. Yeah, it's a talk show. Fox News Sunday. Let me get the thing. Fox News. Joe Manchin. I'm just, I'm off the cuff, you guys. I'm not really I don't have anything written for this because it's just what? Yeah, Fox News. Whatever. He kills off Build Back Better. Blah blah blah. I want to see the words he says verbatim. If I can find the one that said these. Here we go. And so many of these, again, it's so funny to see who is in media, not necessarily, but what vehicles of which these people, who watches what and who gets their news from where. And so many people, won't even watch news or get news because of, how terrible and toxic it is. But it's the environment doesn't, I hate to say it, but it's we don't improve the environment of these things by ignoring it either. Ignoring that he even did this does not improve our life. It's not a lot of people are concerned, especially if you have a child, he's taking away your child tax credit. So if you people who do have kids and who like that child tax credit that was started, it's going to be gone because this man can't bring himself to have the capacity to help somebody enough to sign that into law or to keep that law going. He just can't. He can't fathom helping you enough, or he can't fathom spending the money on helping you enough. But he has his yacht and his Maserati, but he can't fathom having the government spend money on helping you. This is the country that we live in. It's full of selfish fucking pigs. So, and they're the people who are trying to run it. That's the part I can't take. I really can't, and it's I don't even want, I don't care, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't want to be I didn't want to be a political person like that, in that space. I didn't, I never, people told me when I was a little kid, when I was a little baby, oh, you could be the president, you could be the, I'm that sounds like a job I don't really want because of, the bullshit that comes with it, and I'm and this is the bullshit that comes with it, right here. This is the bullshit that comes with it. We have people who clearly have the position to help people who financially stable enough to really, provide some form of clarity and help other people get to the financially stable spot. And they just basically said, no, I can't, you shouldn't be stable. Only I need to have money. No one else needs to have any money. And then they'd be mad when nobody buys whatever they got going on, because they don't want them to have money. Now, me as a business owner, Living Shell LLC, as I'm talking about here, and I think most business owners who, especially today, seem to have the understanding that, okay, so if you want people to buy your products, go to buy your services, do whatever, they're going to have money for themselves, and you trying to take it away from them, it doesn't help anybody. Pay family leave. How, literally, how are you supposed to take care of a child if you can't get, hello? How are you supposed to take care of a child if you can't get off of work to take care of the child? And you can't afford to even pay for babysitters or child daycares and stuff, because them daycares are expensive. I'm too broke to have a kid. I'm just telling you right now, okay? I may be CEO of Living Shell LLC, but I'm too broke to have a kid. Just because I have that title does not mean automatically I didn't turn rich. Because I wish if I had turned rich from just putting the LLC into the making it an official roster or whatever, we would be having a whole different conversation. But you know what I mean? Just because I adopted the title, just because I started the business, doesn't mean I'm automatically rich now because I started the business. There's people who legitimately are rich, who have businesses. There's some people who are struggling trying to get the business off the ground, who are trying to, they have great ideas, they want to do stuff, There's things like that. There's people out there. There's various different people out there, and I don't know what bubble they exist in their environment where they don't see these things. But 2 episodes ago, I talked about holiday discernment about these people's different environments, and that around Christmas, it was around Thanksgiving time. And we're coming around Christmas time. Here we go again with this bubble where these people have gotten into these bubbles, and it's like they're just saying or doing like catastrophic things because it doesn't align with their bubble. And it's like, have you tried to investigate someone else's bubble? Have you even looked? Have you even like? I don't know if this man has ever like gotten out of his house or his off his yacht long enough to see whatever. And yes, the yacht pisses me off. I hate the fact he has a fucking yacht. It pisses me the fuck off. Because why? How can you have a yacht and tell people that they can't have money? They can't have their child tax credit. They can't have their paid family leave. Old people can't have dental. How do you sit on your fucking yacht every day and tell people they can't do anything and they can't have health when you're literally in charge of it? That's disgusting to me. It's disgusting character. Disgusting character. And it you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like you get mad at the people, and people want to get mad at the donors, and I do get mad at the donors because that is a big part of this that people don't talk about as enough, is that people donate to him. As I said before, the Republicans were trying to donate to him and wanted him to be successful because, again, they see that he's on their side. He may not be identify politically with Democrats, but his policies, his ideologies identify with the Republicans. He may have the party affiliation of Democrat, but his ideologies and stuff align more with the Republican side, and the Republicans want to fund him and everything like that. You know, they talk about this bipartisan bullshit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you watch or listen to the corporate cash control episode, or corrupt cash control, I can't remember what the name of the episode was now, but it was the episode of this podcast I did. When I talked about how the corruption of the money flow is the biggest enemy of all of this. It's not even the people. It's the biggest enemy of all this is who has the money. The money is controlling them. These people are puppets to the money. Whatever we'll do to get them some money. And these people already have money, which is what makes it so egregiously disgusting and so overbearingly just vomit-inducing. That these people already have enough money to live, to be really, really good. There was a study that said about over 70,000. Like, if you make about over $70,000, you're pretty much like financially, you're not gonna be like hurting a year. These people make billions and millions a year. Like, there's a whole other news story about people being like, oh, you know, the rich and famous. It's coming to a point now where that's not even something to celebrate. Like, we talk about celebrities and things like that. Like, people don't celebrate celebrities anymore. They're just like, in some of them, you know, people do, but it's like, for the most part, it's like they're not even to be celebrated, because it's like, why do I need to celebrate you having all of this when I don't have it? And it's not like, I mean, I'm not against, you know, people, you know, working hard and getting what they need, you know, if they actually did work hard to get the things that they, you know, are trying to get or whatever to live their life. But it just comes to a point where it's like, damn, bro. Like, so what I'm sitting here, I'm trying to root for you, and what's that getting me? Really, what's it getting me to root for these people? And I know rooting for Joe Manchin ain't finna get me shit. That was very clear today. So all you people who his constituents are in West Virginia. I don't know if anybody in West Virginia even listens to this or not, or if anybody knows anybody in West Virginia, but that man don't give a fuck about you. I'm just telling you right now, he really don't. He will say all day that he don't give a fuck about you. Unless you one of the people that he knows personally and he's inviting on his little yacht party or whatever, he don't give a fuck about you. And it's very, very clear by what he just said this morning. And what is even more like clear to me is that the money on the politics is the thing that's gonna, like, we need to like switch our environment around completely, because I talk about healing, and I like healing people. to a degree. I like talking to people. I to a degree. I'm just put it out there to a degree. I like I like hearing these people's stories and peeling back the layers of a person to a degree. But what happens is that they're so it makes it hard as a healer. I think a lot of healers have felt this. If you listen to this and you are a healer, you know, you may not like the politic talk or whatever, but it again, it shapes our environment. It's something that we need to at least be somewhat, I feel like, informed about, so that we know who and what we're dealing with when you're going to something. You know, it's like you don't walk into a session with somebody not knowing anything at all. Generally, most people want to know something, even if it's just their name. You know what I mean? People want to know something. So if we're in this environment, it's like, you gotta know at least what environment we're in. We're in an environment where people don't have like the means to do a lot of things, where people are frustrated by financial status, where people are frustrated by this, like, work relationships, home relationships. People are frustrated by a whole bunch of different things, their own emotional turmoil, their own traumatic triggers and things like that. People are frustrated when they, you know, and so anything to alleviate that frustration is helpful to a lot of people, you know. And we have the people who can do things on a very mass scale who don't even try, who don't even attempt, right? It's like, helping people, I don't know. You know, we had to build it. It was what they had, 3.5 trillion in the beginning. No, excuse me. Well, they had 10 trillion. I want the 10 trillion. Then they cut it down to 6, I guess, or whatever. There was a 10 trillion version. There's a 6 trillion version. Most people publicly even knew about the 3.5 trillion version. And they tried to cut that down, because he was one of the people trying to cut that down. Him and Kirsten Sinema trying to cut that down. So for why, I don't know why they want to cut that down. I really don't. And they're the people who have the ability to help people, or to help people on this massive scale, and they're actively saying they don't want to help people on this massive scale because whatever, they don't like the way it works, or they don't want to do this, or blah, 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 blah. Whatever the fucking reason is almost irrelevant at this point, because at the end of the day, it's like you're just not helping people. And what I'm saying is that on this massive scale, so now as a healer, you know, even if it affects a lot of people, as I said before, you know, you may not even know the gravity, or they may not even think about the gravity of how many people it helps, or how many people they could have helped had they said yes to these things, if they had stopped fighting these things, or even if we had, you know, and again, negotiated up instead of down. You know, instead of 3.5, they're trying to chop things off. They should be adding things to it. Like, okay, so what about these people? These people need help in this area. These people need help in this area. These people need help in this area. These are things, you know, that you would think that they would do as people who are trying to run a country, run whatever, be a part of running a state, whatever they want to consider themselves doing. I don't even know what they consider themselves doing, to be honest. I really don't. Like, I would love to hear what they consider themselves doing as being a member of Congress, because I don't think, like, I try to look up a Congress definition, like, what does a member of Congress do, and that, like, you know, I don't, because it affects our environment. I'm affected. I'm sure most people are affected who are listening to this. They're affected by these choices that these people have made. So it's not like automatically dismissible. It's like, oh, nothing's going to change. Well, maybe you believe nothing's going to change. That's fine. If you do believe that, you know, if you do believe nothing's going to change, that's, you know, whatever, leave that over there. But my point being is that even if you believe nothing's going to change, understand that nothing's going to change is still affecting you as a person. Like, I don't know if people don't make it personal for themselves, if people don't think they're a part of anything like that. And I understand disenfranchisement can be really, really real. I feel like I'm not a part of, I don't know, I feel like my ability to heal people is being greatly impacted by these things. My ability to be able to talk and really, like, help people through a dark time is being greatly impacted, because there's some things that people, it's hard to see their way out of, and they just continue. Like, he just today made it that much harder for millions of people to get out of a depressive state, an anxiety-ridden state, a state of feeling like they can trust, a state of feeling like they can be vulnerable, a state of feeling like that they're safe. There's millions of people who just basically said, no, I can't make you feel safe. I can't bring myself to do that. I can't make you feel safe in your life. I can't make you feel safe and secure in your life. I want to ruin your human experience because your human experience is counterintuitive to me and my yacht. That's what to me, when I read the article, he got up this morning and basically said, I have a coal company, and if I save the earth, I might lose money. So everybody has to die because I can make money. That's darn it. Okay, so sorry you guys, the video stopped, so I'm restarting the video. But all of us who are trying to help people, it's making it harder for us to help people. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard I talk about this a lot, where people who are down, lower vibrational people want to bring you down to their vibration. It's like a thing that happens. People who are spiritual will know about this. If you're not spiritual, if you're around like an Eeyore type, again, I use quotations for that. But if you're around someone who's depressed or down, they're probably not going to, you spend maybe a good chunk of time trying to lift them up instead of, you're not lifted up. You're not, some people may be happy around those people. I don't know. Generally what I see people is that if someone is like depressed around you, that can be infectious, or if someone is down around you, that can be infectious, and it helps bring other people down. So what I'm saying just to say is that, okay, so now there's millions of people who are just really in the same spot. They had a chance to improve millions of people's lives. They said no, so they kept this vibration really, really low on the national scale. He just did, I should say. He basically did that this morning, whatever, and his donors, whoever is donating to him. I need to, look up who those donors are so I can yell at them personally. Whatever. Probably on here, if not on here, somewhere else. I don't know. But there's these people, right? If we're talking about a collective consciousness, that's a collective ideal, a collective uplifting, uprising for healing and ascension. That is, the monkey wrench gets thrown in there right when he said that. No, because again, the collective healing some people are not even in the mental space to be able to do that, and they're not in that mental space because they're too worried about other things, especially financial issues. A lot of people are worried about financial issues. That's like, I don't mean to harp on that so much, but that is clearly a problem that I've dealt with a lot of people. So that's what I'm bringing up, because a lot of people are having financial issues. A lot of people just want money to be able to, if they have the form of financial stability, then they can work on their spirit. They can work on healing themselves. They can work on excuse me, bless me. They can work on doing the things that they really need to do to improve themselves personally, on a deeper level, on a soulful level, things like that. But with financial constraints, then it's like, it's hard to focus. It's hard to focus on trying to raise your child. It's hard to focus on trying to raise your child to not be racist, I guess, for some of these people, if you don't have enough money to do it. Like, it's hard to do certain things if you don't have the financial ability to stabilize yourself and to know, okay, so I get up every morning. I don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from. I don't have to worry about, if I have a place to stay tomorrow and things like that. And I can actually work on like getting myself together and making myself a better human being. They actively are trying to make that not a thing. I call them demons. To me, like, Joe Manchin is a demon. I'm just saying it. They don't want to be demonized, but yet here's a shining example of a chance to show that you're not a demon. You're not one of these people who are bad, and then you actively refuse to do it. So, and it's been months. It's been months of fighting about getting this done. He's like, I can't help people. That's all he just comes out and says. So it's like, whatever, But if you're trying to help these collective consciousness people, or trying to help people in the collective conscious, in the collective. We're trying to raise vibrations, trying to make a happier place. Some people want like a utopian society. Some people don't believe it can exist. And honestly, I believe it can exist. The only reason why it's not existing is because of people like that who are actively against it because it doesn't. I don't know. It would cost him a couple dollars. A billionaire paying like a couple $1,000. I don't see what that like. I don't know. But I don't know if people dream of a utopia. Oh my goodness. See, now they're coming from me because I'm talking about them. But I don't know if people dream of a utopia. I don't know if people dream of like being happy at all. Like I'm coming to the conclusion now, even as a healer, just how many people really don't want to be happy. There's a lot of people who do. Now, mind you, there are a lot of people who do. But I'm coming to the conclusion about how many people really don't want to be happy and who don't want other people to be happy. Like they misery loves company type thing. Like clearly, even with all that money, he's a miserable human being. And he just wants everybody else to be miserable. And he has the power to make other people miserable, which is even scarier. So, if he's a miserable, sad human being, like again, money does not equal intelligence or happiness either. Now, money can help people facilitate happiness. Again, if you're in a financial stable spot, it can relieve you of worry and fear and anxiety over money, which a lot of people have, because that will, again, financial stability is a lot of people want to be stable, regardless of wherever or however. Like people want to be stable in all areas of their life, and financially can help you be stable in a lot of other areas that maybe you weren't stable in before. And again, like, that gives people the chance to focus on their mental stability, which he needs to focus on, in my opinion, personal opinion. But anyway, moving on. So my thing in saying this is that when you have the people who have the money and the influence and the power, who are also miserable, sad pieces of, POSs, pieces of shit, then they're actively going to spend their time trying to make other people feel terrible. You see these people actively enacting racism. I mean, I don't know about him personally, but you see people who have a position of power. I don't know how many shows, movies, TV shows, like I said TV shows twice. Shows, movies, even podcasts that were out there that talk about like the Holocaust and Hitler and things like that. Who was a person who just was xenophobic, basically, who didn't want people, like, just cast out a whole group of people. So he didn't like them and whatever. These are these type of people, fascists. These type of, like, that's that type of energy right there. Is that I get into power and the first thing I want to do is destroy the people who I don't like. It doesn't matter if you don't like them, if they're not good for the environment or not good for helping us in some things. That's one thing. But if you just plain just don't like them and you just don't want to do that because you just don't like them, that's a whole other bag of chips, And as a person who has to, like, as a person who is dedicated, I think people we dedicate our lives to helping people, whether we know it or not, in a lot of different areas and ways, shape, and forms. Like, I worked customer service for years, so for me, that was me dedicating my life to helping people through customer service. It may not be through the ways that other people may have wanted it to be. Some people who are teachers, they're like a public servant in the sense that they're dedicated their lives to helping educate children. There are some, like, whether they have understood the role that they've decided to take, or they chose to, or they elected themselves to do. But most people, again, are not conscious of the impact that they have because they're too worried about getting their money. They're not in the financial stability space to be able to really consciously focus on the gravity and the weight and the influence that they carry. And these are the reasons why we want to help people. There's so many people who have everybody has a position of power in some way, shape, or form, right? Everybody does. Even if you don't think that you do, you probably you do. You have some form of influence over somebody. You have some a way to be able to talk to somebody, be able to help somebody. So many people choose to not see that, I feel like, and it's not because they don't want to see it, but it's because they've been conditioned to not see it in themselves. They've been conditioned to not like know that they have the ability to help somebody or to change something or to make something better. And like we get up and we see if you're like how I was today, I get up and I see that news story that tells me how much, oh goodness, it's going to be even harder now. It's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder, and it's like, where do we get to a point where, or how do we get to a point where we can actually help people? Because it's becoming harder and harder to even help people. It has. It's become harder to help people. It's become harder for, to talk to people, to try and get them to, unpack traumas and things like that, especially if you're re-traumatizing them. It's harder to have people heal from their trauma if you're re-traumatizing them on a consistent basis. It's hard. And that's what these people do. Mainstream media, a lot of mainstream media will they're trying to re-traumatize you. I don't know if you guys are know about social media. I talked about social media in my last episode. I kind of went on a little Facebook rant about how I can't stand Facebook, but the point I'm trying to make with that, I'm not sure if I got it across in that or if people understood what I meant when I was trying to do that, was that traumatizing people go viral for traumatizing somebody. People go viral for hurting somebody. People go viral for inflicting pain, for bringing people down in vibration, not for lifting people up in vibration. So many people go viral for doing that. So many people go viral for spewing hate, for spewing toxicity. I mean, you have to look any further than former President Trump, all over the news all the time for so many years, because haystack hair over there. That's what I call him, haystack hair. Haystack hair over there for all these, for so long, for spewing toxicity. And people remember the toxicity. I talked about in the holiday discernment, where people remember stuff because it was traumatic to them. They will purposely remember it. This is that thing right here. Like, people will purposely remember Joe Manchin for being the person who basically said, you can't have money, and I'm going to go back on my yacht in West Virginia and sit there and chill and watch you all be broke. As I sit on my drive there in my Maserati, you drive back to my little cave, whatever, little bat cave or whatever. Not because he ain't Batman, because Batman was actually helping people. With the Joker over there, the little Joker over there with the Maserati. Joe drive back to wherever Mansion Land is and sit on his fucking yacht somewhere, drinking Mai Tais, talking about, oh, look at all the poor peons down there I refuse to help. This is the mentality that we have here, and it's hard to help people heal, knowing that the people who can really do it on a mass scale like that are refusing to. The people who can make it make people financially stable enough to do this, as I said before, in order for me to keep doing what I'm doing, I want to, I need to get funded as well. And I also would like other people to, I would prefer to have the people who want me personally to help them personally, to be able to pay me to help them personally. That shows me the initiative that they actually want, whatever they want to deal with me personally. They want my offerings. They want my insight, my wisdom, my guidance. I know I may be a younger person. I have a very old soul. I've been, I know things, okay? Clearly, I feel like I know more than whatever that mansion over there was talking about. I'm not even gonna, I know everything, but I feel like I'm more intelligent than that over there. At least I have the common sense to know that if you help these people, then, oh my gosh, if you want to have your kids be able to afford the things that you're talking about, you are having over here, then helping these other people so that they have more money so they can fund whatever business idea, whatever kind of thing that that your kids would have, or like this coal company if coal is literally not going to have coal on Earth no more, and the Earth is dying, then your kids and your grandkids are not like. I was looking up the other week, animal extinctions. Tigers are damn near extinct. There's like 2,000 tigers left in the wild. Like 2,000 tigers. That's it. Like, if you look at the endangered animal list, there's animals that we know are popular animals, and I'm not talking about like some rare obscure tiger. I'm talking about like the regular tiger. You look up, like, and if you just look up tiger and you see that the orange and black tiger with the stripes, eye of the tiger, like a regular ass tiger, whatever. Frosted Flakes tiger, Tony, I can't remember. Like, just a tiger. Like, most people know what a tiger is. They're gone. They're almost gone. Like, I don't know what to tell you all. Like, if you want your kids to see a tiger in real life, that's not, we have zoos apparently, but how long until the zoo tigers are not here after the wild tigers are gone? Like, I want my kids to know what a tiger is. Okay, so why are you killing them? Like, it's so like, oh, like I get in it, like whatever he has an attack about not helping people. I have an attack like reading the article, like an anxiety attack reading the article, And I'm open. I'm a therapist, of course, we all need healing in some form, and we all I feel like a lot of people try to do healing in some form as well. So again, like I said, even if like working at the customer service, that was some sort of dedication to helping people, helping customers, helping people do certain things. So if that ruins my credibility, I'm trying to improve myself, then maybe I don't know what to tell you, because clearly the people who aren't trying to improve themselves are the ones who need the most improvement. And I get it. They're not the people who are going to actively seek it out there. They probably think they got everything put together. They probably, especially if they have the money like that, they probably think, oh, everything is put together. I don't have no issues. But from the outside looking in, it's a whole different world. So my point in saying all this is that, like, with these different environments and things like that, that we're dealing with, people have their own different environments, their own little bubbles they exist in, right? Especially on social media, it's easy for them to exist in a certain bubble. Media, like the news article I read, I don't know how many people my age, under 30, would read that news article. I don't know how many people will watch the news that will say that he didn't do this thing. And a lot of them have probably just given up, no offense, because they just understand that this is how this has been for a really long time. And people are just, they have to try and cope with it. And the coping with it is not helping when we need to be fighting back. And it's making it harder and harder to fight back, because there's a golden opportunity with sitting right in front of somebody's face to fight this back. And you just sat there and just said, no, I'm too rich to care. That's what it just reads as. I'm just too rich to care. It bothers me internally to like help other people get money. I don't know why it bothers him. I don't know if he has like chronic diarrhea or something now for trying to help people or whatever. Like I don't know. They should be getting it for saying no. Get that chronic diarrhea. Can't go nowhere without taking a shit. Trying to shit on people like that. Can't go nowhere without taking a shit. But like, but I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then I'm gonna get my cards here, because I did bring the cards to Shadow Spells and the self-care. Basically, what I'm saying is that as a person who I want, as a person who is championing healing to the best of your ability, or to the best of the ability of people, for people to heal, I feel like it is so hard to heal somebody when you're going through a tough time. Yes, misery loves company type thing. It's hard if two miserable people are sitting together to try and cheer each other up. It's hard. It's hard for if you're miserable and someone else is miserable, chances are y'all just gonna go deeper into misery together. They want to feed the misery demon, or they want to feed the toxicity that they have. They want to, they want to hurt people. Hurt people. It's a full thing. So, and there's a pendulum swing to get to this utopian era or utopian idea where you have to like get more people who are healthier to be able to help other people who get healthier. And that this whole Build Back Better plan agenda was an attempt at doing that giant pendulum swing for millions of people, and this one person basically saying, "Oh, I can't do that." Now, of course, he's backed by other people who are donating money to him. He's already rich. He's getting a salary already for being a senator. So I really don't understand. Like, I just don't understand the greed, I guess. Like, I've never been like that greedy, I guess, as a person. I wish. I need to be more. I need to be greedier, like for like that, just to go steal and rob people and whatever else. But like, and trust me, that's stealing and robbing people. It may not be illegal the way they're going about doing it, but it is stealing and robbing people. So again, I want like that pendulum swing. You know, there's millions of people, and it's disheartening to know that even like there's so like people. If you think about a flight of stairs, right? A flight of stairs. If you're on like a 3/4 high step, like on one of the higher steps, 75% up the stairs, and something like this happens, right? That's just knocking people down a couple stairs, whether they even know it or not. They're getting knocked down a couple stairs, right? If we're talking about the stairway to heaven, basically, let's go with that stairway to heaven, and they're 75% up the stairs, and something like this happens, and they get like that. Especially if you have a child, and they take away the child tax credit, you get knocked down the stairs, going down to 69% down the stairs. So how is that improving your life? If you're on the stairway to heaven, you get knocked down. It's not. And if all these other people are also getting knocked down, it's going to drag you down even further. So, and now around all the people in your community getting dragged down, you're going to be down 55% down the stairs. So you were at 75%, got knocked down to 55%, all because these people don't want to help you, or all because it's all because of this societal environment that is being created by these, you know, it's our environment is not just your house. It's not just your body. It's not just your local area. It's all of these things. Although the earth is a part of our environment, the solar system is part of our environment. I know people don't like to think that big. They're so busy focused on themselves. They don't like to think that big. They're not big thinkers. But, and I'm not trying to insult nobody by saying that, but most people generally don't think, on a society level, on a global scale, about the impact that they can have. But people can really have global impacts. And some of the people who realize that are not the healthy people, they're the toxic people. And that's also like disgusting, like disgustingly scary. There's people who can change things on a very colossal scale. That's a colossal scale change for millions of people to have the help and care and attention that they need in their daily lives being just destroyed by one person who basically just can't bring himself to help somebody. So I'm gonna get my shadow spell, and this is basically like this whole entire podcast is basically just to highlight like one person can really change a lot, for better or for worse. Even if you're not in that position of power, you still can change a lot of things, and it's hard to like even look like to get up and do that, especially if you're not seeing the direct result of what you're doing. Touching another person is super, super, super hard. It like, I know for me personally, like I'm trying to get my business off the ground here. It is super hard for me to be confident in what I'm, not necessarily what I'm doing, because I know I know I'm an intelligent person, and I know I know I can help people. I know I can help people see things from a different perspective. I've been doing that for years, whether it was through this particular outlet or some other outlet. But it's still disheartening to know and disenfranchising to know that like I can get up and like efforts that I've been doing can just feel like they've been wasted because all this stuff. And then going back to, again, you're focusing on yourself here, but going back to this, like I have to focus on myself personally as well to be able to help other people, and it's disheartening. It really is disheartening to see an environment that's basically is full of people who aren't trying to help anybody else, and then being in charge of trying to help them, or trying to take the responsibility of trying to help them. It's just So we got 2 shadow spells to get you out of hell here. I was bound and now I'm free. I was blind and now I see. I release thee. So we're releasing these blockages on our sight, blockages on our feeling bound in our spirit. Just recite that to yourself. I was bound and now I'm free. I was blind and now I see. I release thee. So if you do want to get this deck, it's on my website, thelivingshadow.me. The other one that we have here is be your own reason to smile. So do whatever you can to try and make yourself happy. Again, getting this terrible news that we had today. Do something to make yourself happy. Do something to make yourself smile. Don't depend on someone to come running in to save a day, because they just showed you that again, they just showed, that just goes to show you that people are not that's not the person with the cape running in. He ain't gonna be the Batman to try and save you. Okay, now we got 2 self-care cards. We have create art and clean your space for self-care. So if you're feeling any type of thing or any type of way right now, go create some art somewhere. Maybe clean up your space. They say even if you your environment, which is what I'm talking about, this is linked to your mental capacity. If you have a cluttered environment, you have a cluttered mind type thing. That's what they say. So again, even if you're on the massive scale, I wish we could just clean our environment on a massive scale. That's what he basically is refusing to help us do. But if you clean up your personal space, trying to clean up your house, your home area, try and get yourself some form of a peaceful little plot to sit in. Not necessarily a grave plot, but I don't know, these people, they don't want to get you your health care affordably, so you might need to get a grave plot. But clean up your space in your area so you can have some place so you can have some form of like Zen moment, I guess. When your life starts getting hectic, so you can have some form of Zen moment. And I know it is increasingly harder and harder to find Zen in an environment where things like this are happening. So, I just want to, I don't know, I guess we just learn to pray on here. I just pray that everybody gets, whatever kind of help they need and whatever kind of way they need it. And may not be the help that they want, but it's the help that they need. So that's a big distinction here as well. I might make another episode about that, I don't know. But I do want to say, be blessed out there. Again, Live in Shadow on the Shadowcast. There's a YouTube video. There's the Shadowcast podcast on YouTube for the link. And if you listen to the audio, or if, for the people who watch the video, there's an audio version that you listen to in your car. It's on every podcast player. Anchor.fm/The Living Shadow. You will see that there. I also want to link my link tree real quick. Link tr.ee/The Living Shadow for all my links to everything. So if you ever do want to find me, or if you want to book any of my services, my booking link is on there. So I just want to put that out there. Stay blessed out there, everybody. Shadow out. Bye. And I have to stitch these videos together. So, y'all bear with me because I got to stitch these videos together. I don't know how that's going to work. So, but be blessed for real. Be blessed for real. Be blessed for real. assassination. Bye.